Om Namah Shivaya, children. Good morning, children. Last week we have learned about the measurements and how to do the measurements, how to do the correct measurement of length using different measuring devices. Let us revise those things. So, what are the precautions you should take while measuring the length? Children, have you read the textbook? You should regularly read the textbooks properly and learn the question answer. Okay, so let me just tell me the answer for this question. What are the precautions you should take while measuring the length? I have told you 3 precautions. What was that? First one, yes, keep the scale in contact with the object along its length. Keep the scale in contact with the object along its length. Second one, if the end of the scale is broken, then you should start from one particular reading till the end of the object to be measured. Then you subtract the initial reading from the final reading. That means if the scale is broken, scale പൊട്ടിയിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അതിൻ്റെ അറ്റം പൊട്ടിയിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഒരു പെർട്ടിക്കുലർ റീഡിങ്ങിന് തുടങ്ങുക. എന്നിട്ട് മെഷർ ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒബ്ജക്റ്റ് വരെ മെഷർ ചെയ്യുക. ദെൻ അവിടെ മുതൽ അതിൻ്റെ ഇനീഷ്യൽ റീഡിങ് വരെ സബ്ട്രാക്ട് ചെയ്യുക. എവിടെ നിന്നാണ് തുടങ്ങുന്നത്? 0 എന്നല്ല, നമ്മൾ തുടങ്ങുന്നത് ഇപ്പോൾ 1 എന്നാണെങ്കിൽ 1, 2 എന്നാണെങ്കിൽ 2, അപ്പോൾ 10 കിട്ടിയിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ 10 - 2 അങ്ങനെ. സോ തേർഡ് വൺ ഈസ് correct position of the eye is very important. It should be measured from a correct position. Next, this is related to a straight line and all. But if it is given a curved line, how you will measure? By using a thread. By using a thread, we measure the curved line, which I explained you in the last week through an activity. Just let me tell you in a short way. So what you have to do, you have to take a thread, put a knot at one end of the thread and keep the thread along the curved line. Keeping it taut from your fingers and thumb, hold the thread at the one end of the point with one hand. Using the other hand, stretch a little more portion of the thread along the curved line. Go on repeating this process till you reach the other end of the curved line. Mark the other end of the thread where it reaches the object or where you got the measurement and measure the thread using a scale. At last, what do you understand from all these things? We have seen we use different types of devices to measure. So at last, what we understood? Types of measuring devices we use depends upon the shape and size of the object you want to measure. And accuracy also determines the device we use for the measurement. Now we understood different devices, measurement and its type and accuracy. Before our topic, just tell me first, what all objects you see around you? What all objects or a living things you see around you? There are so many things you can see. What all are there? They are table, chair, glass, bag, fan, cow, cat, butterfly, bicycle, car. You can say lot of things. Bed, then TV, television, fan. Like that, so many. Just you can make a list of those things. Now you have to make a list of those things and then classify these objects in moving and the object which are at rest. You have to classify these things like suppose a glass, chair, table. These things are not moving. Can you see these are moving? No, these objects are not moving. Now the other things like a bicycle, a car, a cat, a butterfly, a cow, these things are moving. Now how can we say that the object is moving or not moving? How we say is that, like if car is moving, we says car is moving. How we say an object is in motion? How we can say that an object is in motion? An object is said to be in motion if the object change its position from one place to another. Like car, if you see a car morning in a car porch, then evening once you come to from a school, you see the car were outside the house. So that means the position of the car is changed. Morning you have seen near a car porch. The car was near a car porch. When you came from school, when you back from school, you saw the school car was outside the gate or near a road. So that means the car changed its position. Then that means the car is in motion. If the position of the object is changed, then it is in motion. Now let us do an activity 6. So in this activity we need a ant, or we need lots of ant if you have, but I couldn't do this activity as ants are running very fast, so I couldn't take. But you can take when the ant is eating a sugar. That time you can do this activity. Okay, what you have to do is you have to keep a large sheet of white paper on the table or on the floor and put little sugar on it. Okay, and you know ants are likely to attract towards the sugar, and when the ants start crawling towards the sugar, towards the sheet of paper, you take a example of one ant, only one ant, okay, and try to observe the movement of that ant only. So when the ant move towards the sheet of paper, you just put a pencil mark over there, and then again the ant moves towards the sugar sugar powder. That time again you mark it there, and again when it's moved towards the next piece, next, then you have to just mark over again and again, process repeat that process. At last you join all that mark. What is that mark? That is the movement of ant from one position to another in the interval of few seconds. In few seconds it's just moved from one position to another. This is the motion. So motion is the position of an object with time, or change in position of the object with time. Motion is a kind of change in the position of an object with time. Is it clear? Motion is a change in the position of an object with time. Like as I gave you the example of car, it changes. Okay. Now you have already made a list of some objects. Now among that, you just make a look, or you make a separate list of objects which are in motion. So you must have written like car, scooter, cycle, and if you are thinking about living things like cat, butterfly, etc. But I want to say some other objects also, like cycle, fan, clock, sewing machine also. You must have thinking how the car, scooter, cycle. These objects are moving and these objects changes its position. But what about fan, clock, swing machine? I will write these objects also in the motion. But you must be thinking why Mrs. writing these objects. So these objects position is not changing totally. Like clock, if you have hang on the wall, the the clock is not moving its position, but its position is not changing. But still, clock is not changing its position. It is there itself. But still, it's its hands are moving. Like second hand, our hand is moving. Same way, fan. The fan totally is not changing its position, but its leaves are moving around it. So these are some kind of motion that we will study in our topic, that is types of motion. So types of motion we will study in our next class, because only types of motion is remaining in this chapter. After that I can conduct the UT and the our portion first term portion will be over. So the types of motion we will study in the next class.